This woman saw a terrible sight. His man's hand had somehow disappeared.
What the fuck?
The two men got curious. They picked up a small ball and threw it.
Oh my god.
The little ball disappeared into thin air. They thought it was unconventional. Suddenly the ball flew back out of the air, and the ball had the names of the two men written on it. The men were desperate to know what was behind the door. The woman was afraid of the danger inside and tried to stop him. But the man said he would be back in 5 minutes, and told Lisa to relax. So the man adjusted his mood and went straight in. The only person left in the house was his wife, who didn't know what to do. Soon the 5 minutes were up, but the man was nowhere to be seen. The woman began to walk back and forth anxiously. She waited for 5 hours. Finally, she decided to take a peek. She put her hands on the door frame. She saw a woman who looked exactly like herself. The woman is terrified and rushes to twist the key. She grabbed a large shovel and used it as a weapon. But after a long time, there was no one on the other side of the door. The woman was devastated. She began to worry about her husband and didn't know what to do. The couple had just moved into their house when their husband disappeared. They had just moved into this new home 2 days earlier. The husband's name is Jim and the woman's name is Lisa. Lisa was pregnant with Jim's baby. That day Lisa was cleaning out the basement. She found a magic key. It moved. And no matter how you flicked it, the key would point it in one direction. To find out the secret of this key, Lisa carried it around the house, but the key kept pointing to one door. So Lisa started rubbing sandpaper against the wall. She ended up scratching a keyhole in the door, and Jim was curious about what was going on, so he put the key in. The result of this curiosity is that Jim has now completely disappeared. Fearing that Lisa had taped up the keyhole, she waited every day for Jim to come home. That's 5 months. She'd had enough of waiting and living like this. That night she decided on one thing, but after thinking about it, she stopped. She decided to try again to find her husband. So she took a steel knife and walked through the door.
Where's Droops? Hey, what the fuck? Where the fuck is he? Soccer practice.
Lisa found out from the woman. More than one Lisa has been here. The woman said that there is always a Lisa looking for her husband. It seems this is a parallel world, because Lisa's gym doesn't like football. It's golf. The woman also told Lisa to go back to her old world, but Lisa has had enough, because in that world Jim has disappeared. The woman and her husband have entered a parallel time.
Sorry.
She beat the woman to death, dragged back to the world she came from, and made a little mechanism out of thread. She wrapped it around the chair and retreated behind the door. She yanked the cord to close the passage completely. Afterwards, Lisa cleans up the crime scene as if nothing had happened, and washed the blood away with water. Lisa. She heard Jim's voice. Lisa went up to Jim and hugged him so hard she was thrilled. But Jim didn't realize that this Lisa had changed. That night Lisa tried to go to the toilet, but suddenly she saw a figure flash by the door. She rushed to call out to Jim, but Jim went over to her and there was nothing unusual. Jim even called Lisa a psycho. Jim ignored Lisa and walked away. Lisa had to go to the toilet herself. But no sooner had she sat down when she noticed a shadow walk past the door. Lisa came out and took a roll of toilet paper. She threw the paper at the door and it didn't disappear. So she went back to her room.
Cass, you weren't supposed to see this.
Oh my god. Oh.
Cass, wait. I can explain it.
And the door opened again. A woman came out of the doorway. There's another Lisa.
I'm sorry.
Eventually, a third Lisa went to a third gym.